Today we're going to be making some really cool art. We're going to be making minimalist portraits. I'm Miss Grace with the Virginia Beach Public Library, and I'm excited to be with you here today. So this is a cool form of art where you can take a picture of a loved one or maybe a friend or a pet or your favorite action figure, hero, whatever it is that you want to do, and we can turn it into this really cool kind of simple portrait. There are lots of things you can do with the finished product. I went ahead and did one of all of my family members, and I'm going to make it into a quilt for my mom. And then with the one that I'm going to show you and demonstrate how to do it today, I made into a little thank you card for my sister. So that's my sister, her dog, and her husband. So let's get started. The things you're going to need are a picture of your loved one or your pet or whatever your subject is that you're going to be turning into this minimalist portrait. It is important that this subject be a picture that your grown-up is okay with you drawing on. So if you don't have a photograph that they're okay with drawing on, maybe you could print one out. If not, you could use a picture from a magazine they don't mind you drawing on, or maybe there's a cool picture of a dog in some junk mail they got in. But you can do this with anything that you can draw on and trace out. So you'll start with your photograph, and then you kind of want to take a look at them and say, what are the important parts of their face that I want to include in this minimalist portrait? What are the parts of my subject's face that really make them them, that are really those identifiable parts? So for me, for my sister, this is my sister Amber, for my sister, it's her hair and her glasses and her mouth. And that's what I'm going to include. So it really just gives the suggestion of your subject, which means like a simplified version. We're taking out a lot of the detail. And this is a great piece of art to start with or to practice or to try out. If you're the type of person who's kind of scared of starting out some art projects, or who maybe is worried about, oh, it won't look right, or it won't look exactly like the thing I'm trying to draw. First of all, that doesn't matter. A lot of the best art is made that way. And second of all, this is a great thing that you can try out maybe, and maybe you'll like it. Plus, it's quick, and I find it pretty fun. So you'll start out with your subject. You'll decide what are the important parts, and then you'll take a marker or a dark pen, and you're going to trace along the outline of the important parts of your subject, of their face, or if you're doing an animal, of their body. And you really don't want to get too much detail. The more detail you get, the harder it'll be later when you're outlining and filling in all the little bubbles. So you want to make sure that if you're using a permanent marker that your grown-up is okay with it, and that you have something underneath your paper so that it doesn't bleed through and get on whatever surface you're working on. You also can use a normal washable black marker, so it's okay. It doesn't have to be a permanent one. That's just what I have on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. So you'll start out by tracing around the important parts, and you don't have to get it perfect. So I'm going to trace around her hair, and I'll lift it up and show you in 1 second. And I'm going to trace around her face. I'm going to trace around those glasses. And I'm going to trace around her mouth. And you want to take your time when you're doing this. Be really precise. And as you'll see, as I start to trace, if I flip it over, you can kind of get an idea. I get just the outline of the important parts. Eventually, you'll have their whole face traced out. And the next part, you want to take a blank piece of paper. I'm going to use this half of this one. And you put it on top of your traced one. And then you want to find a light source in your house. So the easiest one that most of us have in our homes is a window. And what you're going to do is take a pencil or a pen, and you're gonna hold it up, which I think if I hold it up this direction, you might actually be able to see it because we have a light over there, but maybe not. And you'll be able to see through. You'll be able to see those dark lines that you made with a Sharpie when you hold it up to a window. And you're going to trace on your blank sheet of paper those dark lines that you made with your marker or with your dark pen. And what you'll get, the result will look like this side. This side is just the outline that I need. And then after that, that's the fun part. That's the creative part. You can do whatever you want. You could fill it in exactly like this picture. I could pick colors that match the different blocks, or you can get a crazy and wild, and I could make her have, you know, green hair and purple lips and glittery glasses, and fill it all in however you like. You could use markers to do that. You could use crayons to do that. You could use paint to do that. So I think it's a really fun project that you can work on. Here's one where I did it and I picked my colors based on the ones that were in the photograph and kind of matched them up. Again, I made all of my family members into what could be a quilt later. I made a thank you card. You can do lots and lots of stuff with this. And remember, you don't just have to do people. You could do your favorite animal, your favorite cartoon character. And it's a cool way to get started with some art. It's called Minimalist Portraits. I'm really glad that you could join me today, and I hope you have fun making your own minimalist portrait of your loved one or of a pet or of something cool you found in the junk mail and kind of give it some new life and recycle it. Don't forget, we have lots of awesome programs with the Virginia Beach Public Library. Just go to our website or have your grown-up help you go to the website. It's vbgov.com/libraries, and you'll see all of our cool programs going on. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.